Hello and welcome to Game Objective. I'm your host, Brad Glasgow. In today's foray into the always controversial world of video games, we have Bully Hunters, a group recently formed with the intention of counteracting sexual harassment in online gaming. How will it do that? Well, if you are a woman being sexually harassed in a game, currently it's only Counter-Strike Go, but they plan to move on to other games, you head to their website and call in a bully hunter. The bully hunter, described as a, quote, elite female gamer, joins your game and kills the guy doing the harassing with a message that harassment is not a game. The face of Bully Hunters is Natalie Casanova, a Twitch streamer. Natalie appeared on the Fox reality show Kicking and Screaming, which paired a survival expert with a non-expert out in the wilds. Casanova, known online as the Zombie Unicorn, actually won the show, and her partner split $500,000 in winnings. Since then, she's been pretty successful on Twitch. She also has a YouTube channel with nearly 250,000 subscribers, but it is currently lightly viewed. Last night, Bully Hunters held a live Twitch stream to introduce the service and demonstrate how the program works. Gamers were immediately skeptical of this service, and the Twitch stream did little to allay their skepticism. It was immediately apparent that their demonstrations were staged, though they had claimed one of the interventions was a live occurrence. Earlier today, Natalie, who also goes by Natty, admitted that these were, in fact, staged and that she had intended to mention this in the stream, but her nerves got the better of her and she failed to do so. She showed a picture of the script as proof. Now, as you can imagine, this whole thing is somewhat of a debacle, and gamers have jumped all over it. Indeed, the logistics of this tool, where you call in an elite female gamer to gank someone, seems rather implausible. First, if it's a ranked CSGO match, which is likely the majority of games, then people can't join halfway in. What's more, they can't even hear the other team in those matches, or on most of the servers. That means if someone is trash talking to you, then that person is on your team. So if you get a bully hunter and he joins your game, what's to stop them from killing you? Of course, there are many other problems with this system. Many of the popular servers are often full, so how's a bully hunter going to join? There are questions about how they could check the validity of a bullying claim as well. And the big question is, if everything works right and a bully hunter enters the game and kills the offending player, will that really stop him from harassing someone on voice chat? Of course, there are already a ton of people with Bully Hunter in their names on Steam, including the requisite Bully Hunter 69, Bully Hunter 420, and multiple Bully Hunter 1488s. There are further problems as well. In order to make their case for their bully hunting organization, their website made the claim that, quote, 21 million female gamers have experienced sex-based taunting, harassment, or threats while playing video games online. As evidence of this claim, they cite this study by Emily Matthew. Those of you who follow this channel know that I am a former survey researcher with 12 years of experience, first in academic survey research and then in private market research. I took a look at the survey, and it's clear that Bully Hunters is strongly mischaracterizing these results. The problem is the sampling. The study found its respondents by posting to certain gaming communities, Twitter and Facebook. It's called an opt-in study, which it can be useful for exploratory reasons, but it's not representative. That means you can't generalize your results to the population as a whole. You can't say because 60% of women in this survey suffered from sexual harassment, that means 60% of all women who play games suffer from sexual harassment, because the people in the survey that they polled, they don't represent the population. Yet another of their problems in the stream is the people they interviewed as experts. First up is a counselor named Kevin Lanham, who specializes in counseling young men, especially those who, quote, retreat into computer and video games. Here's Kevin blaming video games themselves for this culture of sexual harassment that some people experience online.
Second, women are often viewed as sexual objects online. I mean, games are really catering towards men's fantasies of being dominant, in control, and it's not really taking in the female perspective.
And as I'm sure everyone watching this video already knows, if you've followed my channel, there has been no causal link between video games and sexual harassment shown in any study. Next up is a professor from Northwestern who blames the problem of sexual harassment in video games on the patriarchy.
We live and have lived for thousands of years in a patriarchal culture, which means we've had spaces that have been able to be male-dominated spaces where men have set the terms and created the community. And that's what the online gaming world has been. And so what you see with the movement and the bringing in of female gamers is the same kind of pushback that other communities have experienced. You know, you think about politics or sports or the fields of science and math. Those female trailblazers have faced that pushback. And what we're seeing is just the online manifestation of what happens when you take something old and transform it into something new.
After all these problems, the implausible logistics of this bully hunting system and the staged Twitch stream with questionable or even outright false claims made to justify this program, there is perhaps a bigger problem. Natalie Casanova herself. Natalie has a rather colorful history on Twitter of getting into arguments and using gendered slurs. She is somewhat aggressive in some of her tweets. Not only that, in one of her streams, she can be heard using a homophobic slur.
Such faggots.
Oh, you died again?
Natalie did address this video on Twitter, saying that it was 6 years ago that she and her ex, who she's talking to in the video, used to use this word as a, quote, pet name in a positive way, which is why it slipped. I've never once actually been homophobic. I just made a poor choice in words while dealing with a hacker, unquote. This raises questions of whether this is the best person to be the face of an anti-bullying organization, especially one that is backed by gaming companies SteelSeries, Vertigear, and CyberPower PC. For better or worse, if they're backing this organization, then Casanova represents them as well. As is pretty much always the case, you have to follow the money to get to the real picture here. Within hours or maybe even minutes of the Bully Hunters website going up, people looked through the HTML and discovered a connection that helps explain this debacle, at least somewhat. The link is to FCB, Foot, Cone, and Belding, which is a huge advertising agency with offices around the world, including Chicago. On Twitter today, Natalie Casanova confirmed that FCB is the power behind Bully Hunters. She claims to have been consulting with them about online harassment since November. I asked her if she is being paid for her involvement with Bully Hunters, and she replied, "Not at all. I am only being paid for the hosting portion, which is actual labor. The rest I've done is free consultation and free promotion because it's an issue I'm passionate about. I didn't create the campaign or the tool. I just helped them understand harassment in our community." Just a few moments ago, she tweeted out that she has not yet been paid for that hosting, and she will be declining that payment. Regarding that tool, that actual process of sending in an elite female gamer to gank a player, Natalie has somewhat walked back her support. When someone expressed concern that the Bully Hunters would become bullies themselves, Natalie said, quote, "I'm talking to them about it. I've expressed concerns since it came about. I really wanted this to go well and be positive." She has also stated that she has received harassment for her involvement with Bully Hunters, and that she plans on releasing a statement later. I have attempted to contact SteelSeries, the FCB ad agency, Vertigear, and CyberPower PC, but I've not yet heard back from any of them. SteelSeries did address the issue on their Twitter account, saying, quote, "We decided to support the Bully Hunters initiative as we firmly believe that no one should be harassed for doing something that they enjoy. If the only thing that comes of this is a conversation around the topic, then we feel it's still a step in the right direction." SteelSeries released a Bully Hunters branded headset in order to promote this group, and stated that all proceeds from that limited edition headset will go to Time's Up, which is a legal defense fund to connect those who experience sexual discrimination, harassment, and assault with legal and public relations assistance. However, as I was working on this video, SteelSeries just came out with another statement, denying that they provided any money to this group and denying that they are in business with the FCB ad agency. So, that leaves us with a big question. Why is the FCB ad agency funding this? I'll likely publish a written article about this on Medium within the next couple of days, and there you will find updated information as it comes out. The other big question I had is, how could any company with any knowledge about video games not foresee what a debacle this would become? Clearly there's a disconnect somewhere, and I'm going to keep looking into it. Now, for some Patreon shilling. My work depends on the donations of people like yourself. If you feel that you've gotten something of value from this video, please consider supporting me, either through Patreon or PayPal. The links are in the description below. Until the next gaming controversy erupts, this has been Brad Glasgow with Game Objective. Thanks for watching.